Big Brother Obama is watching you. I'm asking for democracy now. Um, I feel like, as a woman that's really done a lot in her life, I've got well established roots in looking after children with my own family, and we've had a small business. And I was such a confident person until these Japanese have beat the shit out of me day in, day out. Not only have I been abused by my ex partner and this Kiki, now I'm going through it with this Poppy and James, and who's the other one? So it says in here, Europe 21 men, and I'm being really destroyed. And I feel like it's kind of emotionally blackmailing me. There's no responsibility for the suffering and torture and abuse, shame and discrimination that I've suffered at the hands of people with too much power and want to create a mass inequality of power in this structural racism that's been built especially for this VIP Kiki, who her and Peter have taken over my town and have behind my back been backdooring me with these 7 Asians. Every day I have been filmed illegally with some Britney Spears and two, I think, illegally. And this French, I think, is it Angelina? I think she's the hairdresser lady, eh? With the hairdresser. Every day, my devices are hacked all the time by Asians, by the Golden Girls. And this has created oppression, and I feel violated by her all the time. I feel extremely violated, and I feel very abused by India destroying my right to be God-fearing and my right to have children. And I have been suffering at the hands of men with many hands in power that are making me suffer against my will. It is crime against humanity to do violent sexual assaults and torture while I'm having a death in custody against my will. I did nothing wrong to be illegally imprisoned and to have this inequality of power in these waves. Who has ordered that? We all have a right to be allowed to enjoy a public domain without discrimination. So why is this world only for one group of Asian guys? The thing is nobody else has to suffer, but I'm suffering immensely because I have not had freedom of choice, free will. I'm being subjugated and coercively controlled and completely discriminated by a social system that has used poo as a way to falsely advertise me in a crime, and also just keeping me in a cave that I'm a dirty grotto. And the Chinese have stopped all the support systems. So hacking illegally, obtaining information, years of surveillance has become a weapon for blackmailing and accessing microphones, cameras, emails, messages, microphones, locations to track me, and house locations, remotely accessing my devices and watching me illegally and inviting others to watch me on cameras. I'm always in a war crime with Kiki filming me or knowing my location and using the people in my house to be her friends. I feel like I don't have an identity, whoever she is. I feel kidnapped. I don't feel like I get to be my own individual, whoever it is with this. She's got ties to Meta, and it's like I would like my own life, my own identity. I think the spitefulness of it all is I've been attacked violently with a needle to kind of punish me, and it's not fair. These people have had huge advantages compared to me. I've been subjugated and deprived for many years. I've had illegal intrusion upon seclusion with all these cats. I'm being illegally enslaved, sexually, and put in a prison underground, tortured, that I'm a dirty animal and really, really disgusting, with misleading videos, tapes, all these TikToks, which I think was illegally obtained information, and also a lot of Photoshop that I'm dirty. The remote access my devices, sustained harassment, intimidation, it's a crime. And they've also neglected me to death. There was a duty of care that's being breached. My privacy was breached, my freedom of expression, attacking me, using phishing, scams to abuse my reputation. This is violating my privacy and my civil freedoms. I feel totally violated. It is traumatizing. I feel degraded. I feel humiliated. I'm exploited. I feel like I've been used in some political regime to make Poppy a star of the world and make me completely rejected by her. And this constant keeping me underground in a toilet video and that I'm grotty, but I'm not. It's only one video. That was a crime years ago that I asked for help from, and this could have been prevented, and it carried on. It carried on because they like to inflict pain and they like to wound people, and they want to keep exploiting and dominating me by violations of our human rights instead of just keeping this equal, which it never was. The traumatic events that have happened were never patched up. Other people have said, that she's very irresponsible for doing this to me, Poppy. And also Ruben, apparently. They were very irresponsible and reckless. And also, apparently, John is abusing my rights with this $2 million underground tunnel. And India has definitely taken away my rights to privacy and has created this huge inequality of power by denying me the same resources while they're waging war on me against every opportunity I've created and every artistic endeavor I've done. They are copying me at an extreme advantage point, and also anything wording I've been talking about, it seems like Graham and Poppy are also been copying this, and it's devaluing me and watering me down as a person. And then I'm kind of being framed by these Christian wannabes that I'm such a bad person. Before I get into the repression of this Iranian regime of fascism, I just want you to know, before this I was a pure soul and I've been abused. They spent billions of dollars to deflower me in a human trafficking ring and torture me and ruin my genitals and humiliate me. It's a case of scapegoating me and abusing me because they want to be the almighty queen, and it wasn't a democracy. It's just systemic racism and a structural inequality of where they had all the power, all the resources. They had already campaigned and knew exactly what they were doing to come and take the power. They had planned it 2 years in advance. It wasn't their first rodeo, and they know exactly what they were doing. And I didn't have any democracy. I was blindsided because I was just looking for a job innocently, and then they just went on these mass smear campaigns against me. I don't know how to handle that. Imagine your own life, you just a normal person, and your face got ruined, and in your head you're just like, I just want to get back into a job and sort this out. And then you've got all these girls that are running around following me, finding my location by harassment and illegal crime, her in France following me, and then giving these guys members to a watch VIP club and excluding me. I was exploited. I am now paralyzed, and while I was paralyzed, I've suffered mass persecution and discrimination of my disability, and I don't have anyone to advocate for me. I think it's really irresponsible for them to take me off my family, and then just really it was to adopt me and put me to death and give me HIV and kill me. The trauma of this is that I've never been a bad person or a snake or dark energy or jealous, hateful bitch that is a dirty animal that doesn't wipe my fucking ass. They have been abusing and torturing me as in my homes. They are illegally doing crime to get these videos, like some sort of cheap thrills to like ruin my vagina and face. It's completely mutilated downstairs. I wonder how much money she paid to do that so she can walk around on the air flight that she's holier than you and me and anybody else, keeping them looking like saints while I'm at the mercy of the abuse of this political fascism where someone wants all the power and doesn't want to share and makes all the rules. Like they don't care. There's no free speech. It's all about them and all about how they want to rule things. I feel betrayed by this country and also Australia. My freedom of rights have been illegally enslaved by China underground, and then this poppy regime, and then also this constant invasion of my privacy from India and Kiki. The repression of my privacy is a violent abuse, and my body has been tortured, and I am not taken seriously. Instead, I am scapegoated as a liar, as somebody that is delusional, somebody that cannot comprehend things or cannot understand what reality is. I feel like every country or city I move to start a new life to get away from these women, they follow me and torture me and torment me and keep me subjugated in a case of beauty as a weapon to fulfill some sort of domination, that they are more superior than me because of their way of grooming themselves, because of their links to hairdressers and their VIP Harvey Weinstein links. When I feel like I'm just illegally being punished and tortured and scapegoated and targeted just to kind of show off around anybody I'm near. It's not just some sort of like innocent thing. It's wherever I go, they follow me and take over any relationships and interfere in all of my relationships and start making it a toxic love situation with me and these Asians that are really, really, really abusive. I feel very abused by these Asians, and it shouldn't be, my family shouldn't be put through this heartache where I'm being tortured to death and murdered so that Japan can establish and France can establish power in Melbourne. I shouldn't have gone through that. And also, it happened to me in Sweden. The three girls, the blonde girls, came over, establishing they've got a better IQ than me. I've been left powerless. I've been kidnapped by the government since Sweden, which is 2023. And yes, I was persecuted, and you don't believe me, but the government put in a lot of money into my account to help me escape the violent abuse that was happening here. It was not only outcasting me of all the cafes and public arenas, which shows a Nazi regime where you're getting discrimination in the public arenas and being treated like I'm trash. I feel like the public's been very deceived that I'm hugely dirty, and I'm not. I've got thyroid disease and it's making my hair really bad. And I'm also, I tidy my room all the time. I've got photos of it. They are really abusing my rights to be, they're really misrepresenting me, and it's creating hate crimes and discrimination and torture. My mother and family came to get me after my life significantly changed after a violent attack where a hard drive of sex tapes and poo was found at my landlord's, and I suddenly became publicly slut-shamed and was framed for being a side sex chick for Kiki, and they sent a sex tape all over, making these doggy style videos, making out I was too ugly for him. And my protest is I was always told I was too attractive and good for him when we were together. So I feel like they have tried to change reality, and, they China building a home, and, it was all about Kiki and India and these other women getting a freehold house is why I believe I got targeted by them, and violently targeting me with Fico Grotto chat rooms and just like cultural genocide with this toilet video. Digital trafficking all over the world to ruin my life was intentional. It is premeditated. It's organized crime. It was to dismantle my stability and foundation and my good nature and create a massive inequality of power. Using this tape is a siege. It was illegally trading me from all my humanity work that I'd put in Australia, the research that I had done, all the time I'd been trying to learn a language and the reading I was doing over there and the goddess artwork. And all of my philosophies were downloaded from Pinterest and taken from these women to sort of as some sort of illegal genocide of taking credit for things that I'm generating and harvesting all the wealth out of it and leaving me destitute. Then it never stopped. I got dumped back here. My reputation was damaged in a court case, making her look like the innocent one, Poppy, I think. And then I just got put here homeless. It's really irresponsible to bring me here, make me homeless, have no support systems, and I was raped. And instead of being believed, I was tortured and told I'm a liar and that nobody can help me. I've got to help myself while I'm abused and helpless. And then on top of that, there's sexual violence on my vagina and all these watermelon tapes and this oyster for $2. Who was there for me? I'm not a man, I'm a woman, and I've been violently abused and suppressed, and I feel like they're using their VIP passes to abuse me and ostracize me all over the world and deny me the things that I need, and this is structural racism. It's giving me less opportunity to be able to take control of my life. It's taking away the dreams that I built by keeping me disadvantaged and humiliated in public with crimes against humanity, like depriving me and repression of my rights, denying me help when I needed it, neglecting me, destroying my reputation so police couldn't intervene. I've had extreme bioweapons used with infectious disease. Then the Indians just basically drowned me in a Ganges river of fecal matter and called me a disgusting piece of shit while they promoted Kiki again. And this breaks my heart because I've fought for years against the people that are making her a star, because they keep abusing my rights to my freedom and are labouring me for 7 years without pay, keeping me in poverty, which is a crime. And she wasn't ahead of me in life, so I feel like this is keeping me disadvantaged and oppressed with just beauty, and that's why they are taking away my beauty by giving me these infectious diseases and bioweapons that are in my mold and in my food, and the violence of the torture of the chemical weapons. I cannot ask anybody in this group I'm violently suppressed as annoying or as a dog face that needs to bark. I feel like these women that were very ugly, like not even prettier than me, had all this plastic surgery just to maintain some sort of elite beauty over me, but are doing everything in their power to stop me having a great life. Like, I shouldn't be ruined and worn again. I was attractive in Australia. I just needed a wee bit of a tweak, and after abuse, and she won't let me. She's built a structure and I'm asking for help. This is racism, especially with like Steve and their factory with Poppy. I'd like to say I feel like this is very ungrateful, because where they've built their factory and built upon their life, it is where I've had my generations grow up. Like me and my sisters grew up there, and my mum put down a lot of roots, and I don't get to have the wealth of what my family built. I'm actually being abused out of what I built, and they're saying I've got to keep owing this, and it's unfair. It's unfair persecution that I have to pay a black family, and they're also like they're taking credit for like drawings I've done, and like for fashion and things like this, or little ideas to do with my tent that was hanging. I think they're taking away all these ideas that are innovations that I've come up with. My time's been erased because I got injected that made me really sick, and these frogs are stealing my sensitive skin, and that was the torture of it, is that they're making me Bob, the old transsexual. And I just feel like if you look at me a year ago, I look much more presentable as a human, like a lot more presentable, but I've been through hell, and I'm asking, why should I pay constantly abuse from the mob? Who has decided I owe the mob billions of dollars, and to make Kiki a star and Poppy a star and make them Valentines and romance queens and Charlotte? Is that my landlord giving me this bill? Because I'd like to give her a bill too, her and Graham, because I think it's very abusive that they just get to keep ruining my life and excluding me out of groups of people that were my friends in the beginning, but due to some illegal operation of Poppy and Kiki going down there with Russia, I just got erased out of my own friendship group with a lot of abuse of following me around as the animal, torturing me as a cockroach. Right now she films me daily, and I feel very, very violated from it. I feel like they call me the creepy neighbor, but they are the creeps, because they come into every home and teach the people to hate me. And that shows that my location is being found. Even in my last house, they were all bullying me that I'm very, very jealous of Kiki. And I said, They called her Beyonce. And I said, what are you talking about? And they said, oh, you're just a wannabe. You want to be just like her. And it's like, this is my home. It's very traumatic. It's like I just lost my family and I've got this girl following me with this narcissistic abuse about her again. And all I'm saying is I've sacrificed a lot for Reuben to be a very famous, handsome man in the public eye as a husband. And I don't understand why I'm being abused by the bear who wanted him and has taken away my emotional care. They're creating this circle of emotional